Sometimes on calls, like you're scolding me the other day. You can't leave your desk. You need to let them listen to you talk. I think that says, yeah, I'm like, I get it. I know. Yeah. Like teaching me, like
Steve has done that for since forever. Inception.
Yeah. Inception.
Yes. The crazy thing is, just listen to what I'm telling people. And it's like, I can't. Am I supposed to fucking follow you? What? I don't understand. You record it?
Yeah.
Cancel it out because I didn't just talk shit about my boss. Yells. You can't.
I feel like there's two more left. So if we're over here, when you say
the part pose.
Gotta sending this video. He's like Hispanic, but he's a comedian. He like makes stuff awesome. It's too funny.
You do. It does feel like you're way over how you want this to be.
Am I too far left now?
It feels like you're going out of shot. Like we have too much over here. There's too much dead space. Better. That's more. Yeah, I think so.
Is it too much?
I think we're okay. Yeah, okay. That's an Andy show.
Give it ad spots.
What are we talking about today?
Stanley, you want?
I heard a good joke.
He told me to turn with.
It's political.
Oh, we got a debate tonight.
Okay. But yeah.
Maybe if it fits.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Let's see it. Probably shouldn't say it.
Okay.
I'll say it afterwards.
Hello, everyone. Ben Bryce from. I saw stuff from Alan Bill as if they don't know from him. Hello, everyone. Ben Bryce, joined by Greg McBride to give you your midday mayhem on Thursday, June 27th. And Greg, we got a big day ahead of us tomorrow. These markets are kind of chopping around. What are we seeing out there right now?
Well, it's a lot of negativity in the market. The funds feel like they've come in and sold this thing just to the point of no return. But you have to wonder, with us being as oversold as we are going into this report, and the month and a quarter, there's just a lot of negativity. There was almost too much negativity. So is there some sort of snapback, correction, something, once we turn the page to July? Because we already know the CPC is talking about a hotter, drier than normal going into July. Pollination is a sticky situation. We've got to be a little bit cooler. We got to see a little bit of rain here and there. So this is where it's, I'm not jumping on the bullish bandwagon, but I do think that there's something that could maybe move this market in the opposite direction. And it's not one of those things where you can really plant a flag in it and say it has to go to S.
Yeah. So you mentioned that we're oversold. What do you mean by that? So in what market?
Corn, beans. You have you look at the relative strength indicator, the RSI. Once they get under, well, some people look at them under 30. Some people look at them under 20. I think I was looking at one yesterday that we were at 15 on it. So it's based off of the moving averages and all that kind of stuff. And we just have taken this market down for so long without seeing any kind of hiccups back up.
Right.
So without seeing any reversals, any corrections, whatever you want to call them, it just continues to grind that down. So you get to that point and, it feels like every day we make a brand new contract low. So that's where it kind of slides that down. And you get to a point where the funds sit there and say, well, we're going to continue to sell it, but at these levels, nobody's going to want to buy this because we can just come over the top and sell it. So you take some of those players out of the market because they've already taken a beating on the way down. I'm long from 450. Well, now it's down to 435, and it's like, well, I lost that 15 cents, and that was my give up. So now you've had people that have given up along the way. They're going to be a little more reticent to get back in.
Okay.
So they're going to need to see that market prove itself before they get back in.
Yeah, I mean, you mentioned the funds and us sliding back, right? Back in February, the end of February, that was for the longest time. That was the low we're looking at it, but I believe it was around 446, and it took us 2-3 months to get up to 496, and in a matter of 3 weeks, we sold that off and got down to that February low, where the funds were short 300,000 or 280,000 contracts, and here we are at that same level, a little bit past it, like you mentioned, and they're only short 190,000. So at what point? I mean, with all the uncertainty we have coming up, right? We have the rest of the growing season. What is harvest going to look like? We have an election cycle coming up. A lot of questions on what the Fed's going to be doing with their interest rates and how the economy is doing overall. If those funds decide to take risk off, that's going to be something that I think you might be able to see more buying come back from them to get them more towards a neutral position.
Well, when they lightened up that position in February, I think they put in their low like early February or mid-February, and then the actual price low came in on like February 26th, a couple of weeks later. When they brought that back up, they got to what, 60,000, 40,000 short. They never went long. It was what we know. But we only moved that market 50 cents. 50 cents. That's, I mean, think about what that would do for us right now. You're still not talking about that gap fill at 503, even if you just get 50 cents. And 50 cents, when you typically, at this point, are already started on your way down seasonally, 50 cents would feel like a massive rally. We did that last year. Last year, as dry as it was, we had that rally in for 2 weeks in late June, right before this report in June, down. We finally stabilized a little bit around the 4th. We put in a low on the 13th, and then till the 25th, the 13th to the 25th of July, it was, how many days? 7 or 8 days of trading, and it went to the moon, and everybody got bullish because it was so hot and dry. It was 105 degrees, and then the market fell apart,
and it's been falling apart,
and it's been playing better ever since. So that's where it's you. If you do get the funds to come out of this position a little bit, just to lighten it up a little bit, while they're concerned about pollination weather or La Nina or what have you, whatever it is, that's where you have to continue to look at it from the point of, yes, but how much does that affect what the actual ending stocks will be? Right. Did we go from 2.1 down to closer to 1.6, 1.5 to really give them a reason to go higher? Or did we move up from 2.1 to 2? And that's where you have to be a little bit pragmatic about it and say that there is potential, but until the USDA is willing to come in and change anything on a major scale, we don't have a reason to all of a sudden say this is 2020 where we put in the low around July, around the 1st of July, and then it just went up forever. This is not that year. This is one of those years where any rally you get, you have to take that approach of, is this my opportunity to sell? Am I going to have a crop? More than likely. Hey, I still need to play defense.
Right. So now you mentioned that the USDA could come in here and change some of those ending stock numbers. You got a big report tomorrow. What are we looking at that?
So old crop quarterly stocks. With the amount of animals we're feeding, you could always get a change to the feed and residual side of things that could give you an old crop stocks number that's lower than expected, which then flows into the WASDE report in the middle of next month. The big one is going to be the acres. So we're looking for, let's call it 250,000 acres more on beans and maybe 300 to 350 million, or not million, but 1,000 acres more on corn. I don't think those numbers. I actually like those numbers,
Right.
but I don't think they move the needle enough. And the thing that you have to immediately think about, no matter what we added for planted acres, how much damage is out there for those areas that are flooded, right? Because we know if they were planted but they got flooded out, they're probably not going to be replanted. So all of a sudden your harvested acres come down. That's where we build our production on.
Right.
So conversations about, production and yield and all that stuff, it's too soon to have those, but it is something to keep in the back of your mind. That's something that could change us later on down the road. I don't think it makes us bullish, but it can maybe slow us down on the descent.
Put out the landing.
I mean, yeah,
It's just a straight.
Well, I hate to come in and be so negative, but I trying to find things that could give us, could help, could whatever. And, I say it all the time with my customers, at this time of the year, we're kind of, praying for a Hail Mary, or we're looking to smoke a little bit of opium here in the fact that we just want one more shot at an upside. Give me one more shot at an upside. I won't miss it this time. I swear. I'll do it. This is the conversation you and your buddies probably have every Sunday. I'm never drinking again. Don't let me have done. But that's the whole thing, is give me one more shot. Just give me one more shot. That's all I want.
Yeah, we need to see that. A lot of guys need to get sold, need to get things on the board, because we got close to $5 and a lot of guys missed it. And then next thing you know, we're closer to $4 and we're just 3 or 4 weeks ago.
The other thing to think about, this is that we didn't really necessarily talk about this, but at this time of the year, there's a lot of old crop decisions that are being made. On the last USDA report, they were saying 50 or 53% of the corn is still in farmers' hands. Whether that means it's actually on the farm, or it's at the elevator, but it hasn't been sold yet. That's a lot. That's a ridiculous amount of corn. And I think that's also helped or hindered. That's helped with this descent that we've seen, the sell-off that we've seen, is that as the farmers continue to come in and say, I have to get rid of this. And because first notice is so many times, first notice is tomorrow, you've got a lot of people coming in and saying, just get rid of it.
Yep.
Just get rid of it. And that just continues to add on to the pressure.
Right. Absolutely. So guys, keep your eyes out for a report tomorrow. We have our Pure Report snapshot that will be released. Take a look at that. We also have our conference coming up on July 9th. So we got a lot of stuff in the works here. We're heading into a big part of the growing season. So stay up to date and give us a call if you have any questions. We're always happy to talk to you and put together a plan. Greg, thanks for being on here with me. Guys, thank you for watching. Give us a call, 1-800-2-MARKET. That's 1-800-262-7538. Thank you.
All right. So I saw this thing